Easy come and easy go. You're an unfading star, a gentle love, the kind that lifts you up, no matter how far apart. I guess you could call it chance, but we know it's more than that. It's like we've always known, that set in stone, unbreakable. It's like I've always dreamed, true heart.
So good morning, I've come back to the River Brathay and we have got a bit of mist. Not quite as much as yesterday, but I think this location, being very low lying, probably gets a lot of mist, I think. But I've come to the composition that I shot yesterday right at the end of the session, but really wanted to do with some mist. I wanted some mist in this little island of trees here, which I have kind of got. It's varying a bit, it's moving in and out. And I've actually found this nice leading line. It's got some nice little grasses in it, I'll show you in a second. And some of these lovely yellow flowers, which I can't remember the name of, and I'll put on the screen for you somewhere. They're like big buttercups. So that's quite a nice composition, but at the moment we've got very little light. I can see a couple of other pictures in the mist, which I might shoot with a telephoto. And I was going to talk to you also about, is there any point scouting out a location, because that's the subject of the thumbnail, which may be why you click to have a look at this video. And the answer, well, it's not really cut and dried. I've argued in the past that not scouting out somewhere is really good because it keeps your eye fresh. You're looking at things completely differently to everybody else, and that happened to me yesterday actually, and I was fairly pleased with some of the results. But then when I went and showed the images to some of the boys in Thumbs Up Photography, and go and check us out on Facebook, it's a brilliant group to be a member of. I spoke to the boys and they were here when it was really frosty and got some absolute belters of images. But I found another composition that Martin has shot, typically up higher up on this bank. I got a little bit too close, so I'm going to try and get that as well today. So scouting out a mission, I know exactly where I'm coming to. I know exactly where I'm going to shoot, what I'm going to shoot, pretty much. So there's pluses and minuses for both. I think on the whole, scouting somewhere out, being familiar with it is probably an advantage to you, because you kind of know what shots there are, which you can grab, and then obviously you can have a look around and see if there's anything different. But often the ones that have been grabbed lots of times in the past, I grab because they work, I guess. But is that just copying everybody else? I guess it is. I think it's probably also about being a little bit original. So yesterday I got some original pictures. Today I'm going to get this one that I've spotted, which is kind of my idea, I guess, and I'm going to copy Martin, unashamedly. Let's wait for the light. I'll set the camera up and we'll be ready to go. Okay, well, I've done a shot. You may as well. And what I've done here, so just to explain it, I'm sure you can see anyway, but this kind of little edge here, we've got some water coming in and it's making a nice V shape, which is opening out to the island, which is the main star of the show. Got some lovely ramrod straight grasses, and the reflection of that tree, I'm making sure I've got in the gap. I don't want that to be split up by the bank. Just going to have a look at it to make sure that it doesn't actually overlap the grasses, which it might do, in which case I'll raise the camera a touch. I had the camera back here a little bit more, but with that, I don't know whether you can see this, but there's a big tuft of grass here, And the tuft of grass in the foreground means that I can't see the yellow flowers that are behind it, and I think they add a lot of interest to it. It makes it into spring. It looks quite good. So I'm just going to refine this composition, and I'm earlier today, which means I've got a bit more time. I don't feel like I'm rushed about. Yesterday I felt like I was rushing. And when you rush, you tend to miss things. But I'm quite pleased with what I got yesterday, but I think I can get better today. Looking really nice over there as well. Right, let's shoot this a bit more, and then I'll see if I can find another composition. Here come the images for you to have a look at now.
Unmistakable. Through each night we'll keep burning bright. I'm so lucky to be loved by you. And come the storms of weather, short or long, well, I'll still be right where you are. I guess you could call it chance, but we know it's more than that. It's like we've always known, been set in stone, unbreakable. It's like I've always dreamed, true harmony, unmistakable, unmistakable.
Right, here is the other composition. This is, I'm going to call this the Martin composition. I'm sure he wasn't the first, but this is the one I'm most excited about. And I'm going to work quickly because the mist is definitely changing, disappearing. So let's get this in the bag and I'll talk you through it afterwards. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the image that I think is the best from the whole 2 days. Just loving that. The mist is just hanging. There's just enough of it. I don't want there to be a lot less really, so I'm going to capture a few of these. So actually I think a close composition might work. What I've got to worry about is this river going round. Don't really want to cut off the end, and it also, by including the edge of it, I'm getting this lovely little stand of trees here, which are lovely. So we'll go a bit wider like that. Obviously the right end, or the right side, is being buckled, or it's being bookended by this tree here, so I'm giving it a bit more space too as well. With a 45 megapixel sensor you can always crop in this and adjust the composition, but I actually wonder whether, let me just show you, you can see this very easily, there is a really tight composition which I really like as well, and that ignores this near bank, or this near bank's curve. I think that works really well. So I'm going to shoot that as well, even closer up, just to remind myself as to what I was looking at. I think that needs a little bit more space that way. I think it does. Focus up. 2 seconds, f14, 64 ISO. And there we have the image. Absolutely love that. Just going to check the histogram. So we've got a lot of space over here to the right, to the highlights area. I don't want to burn out the highlights, that's the important thing, but it gives you that exposed to the right, lots of detail in the blacks. That's probably better. And you can see now how the mist is now over top of the trees. So I can't actually now see those trees. Look at that. I'll put both the pictures up on the screen for you, one here and one here. And that is literally about a minute. So I'm going to have to wait again now for this mist to do something else. But the composition looks great. So we'll wait and see what happens. Can't now see that end lot of trees at all. I wouldn't even know they were there. Just about see the tops of them. So I guess when I say about coming to places and scouting them out and coming over again, the danger of scouting somewhere out, know where you're going to go and shoot it, is it can get a little bit boring. Well, I've shot that before, it looks the same. But conditions like this, they're ever changing. It's about an hour and a half later now, and had a great time. I'm going to put the pictures on for you now. There's a hump, I'll show you behind you, big hump there. Martin said something about a hump because where I was before, spin you around, this kind of works. Don't get me wrong, I quite like that scene. But what happens with this clump of trees on the left here, you can see they're sticking over the mountain, and that doesn't work. So if you go up high onto the hump that's behind us with a 200, I'm using about 150 mil from like the top there, you can separate or keep the trees below the mountain, which works a lot better. And the mist is just changing so much. It's almost like shooting sports. You can see it coming in from the right, it comes in, it goes over the trees, and for a very, very long time I couldn't see anything at all as far as the trees are concerned. But now what I can see is some trees just in here, and the light has kicked off as the sun has risen, and it looks a really nice scene. So I'll put those on the screen for you now and see what you think. Get myself into the light a little bit so you can see it better. But I've had a really nice couple of days here at the River Brathay. It's been absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to go back to the camper now and get myself ready for the journey home. It's about 5 hours. We're looking forward to seeing the family, but had a fantastic time here. Really, really beautiful part of the world, the Lake District. Had a great week up here in my camper van. So all good, everything's great. Feeling the love at the moment. So thanks ever so much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed, think about doing so, because it means that you can catch up with my videos every week, Sunday at 6. I do this every week, so hopefully you enjoy the content. And until next Sunday then at 6 o'clock, where I'll be somewhere else, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Ta-da.